Dobro utro, and welcome to Macedonia 2025 Summit. My name is Vera Stavroff. On behalf of our organization, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you and to thank you for taking the time to join us in beautiful Skopje, Macedonia. I would also like to make a special mention and express my gratitude to our summit sponsors, supporters, and media partners. Without you, this would not be possible. Thank you. Macedonia 2025 is not-for-profit, non-political, international organization headquartered right here in Skopje, with a mission to promote economic development in Macedonia and to help build a stronger nation. The summit has become our annual flagship event of Macedonia 2025, and it provides a dynamic platform to share knowledge on a global level. This is our 5th summit. I've attended all of them, and I think this is going to be our best summit ever. The purpose of this year's summit is to bring experts together from all over the world to share their wisdom and knowledge on sustainable development. They're people who care about the world that we live in and have the drive and influence to make positive changes in the world. We have over 300 delegates representing more than 25 countries. Countries such as Australia, Japan, Israel, Russia, Georgia, Canada, USA, UK, Germany, Austria, Italy, Norway, Sweden, Holland, Poland, Cyprus, Albania, Serbia, Slovenia, and Macedonia, and many more. We have 8 keynote speakers who will share the most current research and trends in their respective fields of expertise. They come from all walks of life, from both the public and private sectors, international organizations, and academic institutions. They will cover sustainable development in several different segments: renewable energies and investing in them, how technology is helping develop smart communities, telehealth, electric vehicles, emotional engineering, smart mobility, circular economy, and smart outsourcing out of Macedonia. So what is sustainable development, and what do we mean by sustainability? Sustainable development is about ensuring a better quality of life for everyone, for us, for our children, and for generations to come. Sustainable development means recognizing that our economy, environment, and social well-being are interdependent. It means protecting and enhancing the environment, not only for its own sake, but for our sake as well. Because a damaged environment will hold back economic development and affect people's quality of life. It's about satisfying people's basic needs, such as providing warm homes and safe streets, and giving people the opportunity to achieve their potential through education, information, participation, employment, and good health. It's about all of these things. I truly believe what is good for our health is good for the environment, and what is good for the environment is good for our health. So who is responsible for achieving sustainable development? We all are. Central governments, international organizations, business, industry, all of us. Each and every one of us is a citizen, an employee of a company, or someone running a small business like me. We all have a contribution to make. We all have to do our part. What is most important to people are their local communities and environments, the neighborhoods where they live, schools their children attend, and the parks where they play. Therefore, local governments and businesses have a key role for promoting and improving economic, social, and environmental well-being of their areas. So how do we measure sustainability, and what indicators do we use? Traditional measures of communities such as unemployment, economic growth, etc., show changes in one part of the community without showing the links between the community's economy, society, and environment, as if the community was made of 3 separate parts or 3 separate silos. These piecemeal solutions tend to create opposing groups. We've all heard the argument. If the environmentalists win, the economy will suffer. And if, in the opposing view, if business has its way, the environment will be destroyed. A sustainable community takes into action the links among its three parts: the economic part, the social part, and the environmental part. Understanding the three parts and their links is key to understanding sustainability, because sustainability is more than just quality of life. It's about realizing that the environment and social issues and profitability can be mutually reinforcing. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mike, who is going to talk about introduce the leadership educational program. Thank you, Mike.
It is always good to be home. Сега е добре što sam doma. I will keep this very short, but do want to say, like Vera, this is also my 5th summit. It gives you such an energy not only to see your hometown, friends or relatives, but also see the opportunities for Macedonia going forward. And this is not being blinded at all with a number of challenges which we're currently facing the country. But my topic this morning is simply to reiterate, to remind you of the broad objectives for Macedonia 2025. If you can remember a few words, the mission was always to help build a stronger nation. I mean, the concept really was simple as that. For the first 3 years, we're emphasizing the first 3 objectives on this page. Try to promote economic development, whether that's providing best practices for local competitiveness or attracting foreign investment. Always an emphasis on education, but also try to bring linkages on the diaspora on a global basis. 2 years ago, the board asked that we reevaluate our strategic emphasis and whether those programs are sufficient or should we be adding additional programs. And then we added this, what I thought was a very appropriate concept of advocate the ideals of transparent, democratic, and inclusive society. This is, of course, not a challenge only for Macedonia. It's becoming an increasingly obvious challenge in many parts of the world, but also very much applicable to Macedonia. Also, there's a number of questions either from students or from the media. What do you mean by a quote-unquote stronger nation? So really took an attempt, both by the board, with help also from McKinsey. Prime Minister Gyoleuri was very helpful with the places like Singapore or Turkey. They also have done a very good job developing their country in the next level economy. We developed a dashboard, combination of economic indicators, but also growth enablers, educational capabilities, the corruption status of the country, ease of doing business. And if you have a chance to speak with a group, to attend their best practices session in Skopje, or to visit world-class companies in Toronto, people coming back from those programs come with a renewed energy, renewed focus, and a new optimism of what they can do personally to drive their peers or employees working for them. So that program is alive and well, and Biljana and the team have a very aggressive program to train an additional 500 employees in the next 10 years. We also announced, We also announced last year we'll be developing 3 additional programs. Now I'll be discussing the one that's shaded, Executive Development Program, but also to give you a taste of what will be coming. Next year we'll be announcing a program to help accelerate development of the best entrepreneurs in the country, and eventually to have a program for some of the top students and promising young individuals in the country to obtain their master's degrees, whether in business, law, public policy. But today I'm very proud to announce a program which we've discussed now for a couple of years. And now it's ready to be announced. We announced it last night to a number of CEOs in the country, and that is the Executive Development Program. I can speak personally from my days at General Electric, how such programs take talented younger individuals and really accelerate their development. And the goal is to help accelerate the development of 100 CEOs in the country. And the program actually has 2 major elements. The first element is to have an alignment with the University of Northwestern, their Kellogg Business School. by all counts, anywhere from the first or in all measurements, the top 5 business schools in the world. There's the executive development program, which is 3 weeks long. We have senior executives from virtually all parts of the world go there for a 3-week period. It's a significant investment for a company to send their best and brightest there, and we're very proud to be able to negotiate a very, very appropriate terms to have some of Macedonia's top talent to go to Evanston, which is just outside Chicago, for the next 10 years. But that's only a part of it. As in all educational programs, there's the formal study. What I think the secret sauce will be actually the elements which we've identified under the Leadership Accelerator opportunities. The appropriate executives, each individual, he or she will be getting appropriate mentoring from either an MK 2025 board member or each company that sponsors people to go to a program. The CEO of that company will make a commitment to mentor an individual from another company participating in the program. Also, each member will have at least 2 projects, one from Macedonia 2025 board and one from the sponsoring CEO, for that individual to work directly and coming back from this program and getting some input from the Kellogg School of Business to provide recommendations and insights based on this top project that will be assigned. There's no substitute for experiential learning. And the last part is the power of networking. I still remember back in 1992, when I was a group of 18 individuals from General Electric, we spent 4 weeks in China. And from that group of people, we became some of the top people within GE, the top human resource person, the top HR, the top legal person, the top M&A, and also 2 current vice chairmen of the company. And although I don't see them on an ongoing basis, at least 2 or 3 times a year, we communicate, we see each other once a year, but the power of networking from this group to learn together, to grow together, and hopefully to keep their talents inside the country will be a very, very important part of this program. So very quickly, what do we need from the companies that will sign up? I mean, this without a question is a CEO-driven program. Few of the people here last night, I think they came out of the session very energized. But if you're a company XYZ, and if, number one is for you to make sure that you provide a name of a person that will be able to flourish and contribute to a class of 30 or so world-class executives in that place. In addition, the importance of having the right individuals being nominated. You do not want to go to Chicago and have a person that would not necessarily feel like he or she belongs. So the importance of someone with lots of experiences, with accomplishments, in a significant career upside potential will be very important. And the cost should be rather de minimis. I mean, if you can look it up in the website, the cost of this program is $40,000 on its own, and all the programming around it will be at least $60,000. Initially, we want to make it free for the organizations. But we thought at least to have some quote-unquote skin in the game was very important. So it would be a rather de minimis requirement for the company to pay $6,000. MK 2025 through our donor base and our direct contributions will pay the rest. And I'm very excited what this can do for the country. Now you can say whether a couple individuals here or there are important for the country. My answer is absolutely. So the combination of getting 750 people trained in the more entry-level junior program for executives, the combination program like the executive development program, try to accelerate the development for entrepreneurs. I think combination of all these activities, along with many of the other projects that Robert in the group will be discussing in a few minutes, it's a holistic approach, again, to quote-unquote help build a stronger nation. So what else can you be, how others can become involved? And again, last page, and I know we're trying to minimize number of slides, but whether you support the people you'll be assigned on this program, or for you to nominate someone, we can always contribute. We're very proud that all the operating costs for Macedonia 2025 are borne by the fees from the directors. All other donations go 100% to the specific programs. And we believe, again, this is an additional example of what we're trying to do to bring programs that be good for today, tomorrow, and for the long term. So again, it's great to be back in Skopje. I look forward to a dynamic program which Biljana and her management team have put together. The last comment before I introduce the next speaker is that I'm so proud of the leadership team which we have here in Skopje. As you know, initially, our executive directors are either out of Chicago or Toronto. And 2-3 years ago, we saw the light. So if we're going to have a program emphasizing building a stronger nation in Macedonia, why in the world would we not want to have the leadership of that organization right here? And the way that organization, led by Biljana Markovic, has stepped up passion, commitment, competence, short-term execution, and a long-term vision, frankly, has been a very, very rewarding thing to see as a board member. So Biljana and the rest of the team, thank you very much. And I'd like to introduce Zhivko Mukaetov, who will provide his perspectives on why this sort of forums are so important for Macedonian executives, Macedonian companies, and the country in general. So blagodaram. I'm looking forward to a great couple of days.
Dear summit attendants, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today I got the honor to present an opening address together with my esteemed board member colleagues Vera and Mike and say a few words on the importance of this gathering. The enthusiasm with the board of directors and other members in this organization is huge. The summit, which is 5th gathering in a row of this type, is one more confirmation of our organization's endeavors, promotion of the Macedonian potentials that would help building a stronger nation. It is impressive to see how my colleagues from Macedonia 2025, Mike, John, Vera, Robert, Biljana, Mitre, Chris, and other expatriates, despite their overbooked agendas, are highly involved on promoting sustainable economic growth through fostering competitiveness, entrepreneurship, education, innovations, and value-based leadership. I remember the first summit we organized back in 2012 in Ohrid. 4 years ago, we set the foundation of what was meant to be a linkage between the Macedonian companies and the diaspora, a bridge that the companies would build together without division to small, medium, large, domestic or foreign, and a bridge that would be strong enough to resist many challenges. That construction was aided by strong names from the global business stage who presented their expertise to the summit podium and opened new perspectives for many of us. This podium was also attended by extinguished industry leaders, policymakers, high government officials, senior diplomats, opinion makers, and other important figures from the global arena. Macedonia, by definition, is a small market, but according to my experience, with the company I ran for 10 years, we managed to turn the handicap into our advantage. As once my board colleague John Bitov Jr. said in an interview for a Macedonian media, multinational companies are not built in a few years. It takes a lot of time, strong efforts, and exploiting various opportunities. This may seem complicated and time-consuming, but on the end of the day, the investment would definitely be worth a while if you are sure that the buyers will be happy with the products or service they got, regardless if it is made in Macedonia. Macedonia has abundance of brilliant business ideas, strong will, leadership potentials, persistence, high-quality products and services, and competitive workforce. The opportunities to tell Macedonian success stories are only a footstep away. It would be such a pity not to take the advantage of the networking opportunities offered right here on the crossroad of Southeastern Europe. I remember the hardship we faced and dose of skepticism we were challenging with during the preparation of the first summit. But I am proud to say that the interest and credibility for this gathering are growing. Through the past summits, we have reached out to more than 1,000 participants and experts from many countries from around the world and more than 200 brilliant speakers. Some of the summit participants or people in the professional networks have already started cooperating with Macedonian companies and have invested in Macedonia. This year, we have more than 300 delegates coming from the diaspora and the wider region to attend this so-called dynamic platform for sharing knowledge on business, leadership, and innovations. This year, the Macedonian capital Skopje will be the center of the latest global trends taking place across the world at the moment, and our entire board is proud with it. The main theme revolves around renewable energy, clean technologies, and smart use of natural resources, on which we will hear from more than 40 speakers, top experts, and highly ranked regional and global thought leaders. In a sentence, Macedonia 2025 Summit is a perfect platform for the next generation of Macedonian professionals, for the people who are going to add value to our economy and be part of international partnerships and cooperation. And that is the main reason why business people from Macedonia and Southeastern Europe region must take advantage of this event. At the end, I would like to wish you all successful work in these 2 days, and please allow me to invite the man in charge of this organization, Chairman of the Board of Directors, my colleague Robert Tarsov. Thank you.